So thank you for having me. I'm excited to be on. I feel like there might be a lot of rabbit holes to dive into. My life has been like pretty wild. But okay, so my name is Nadia. I'm from Canada, and I've been competing for about at least 10 years now. I've done over 10 shows. I was a nurse for 7 years, and then in 2021, my brother passed away on New Year's Day unexpectedly, and my life kind of went like I didn't know how to handle it. So it was during COVID. COVID was still happening. So I took like a leave from work and came to Florida on vacation, and I just didn't go back. So I've been in Florida for the last like 3 or 4 years, and it's literally the best thing I've ever done. And it's been the most challenging thing I've ever done. It's very hard to stay here as a Canadian, but I've figured it out kind of. So, yeah,
What really kept you there as far as like, this is the space for me?
I have goosebumps. I didn't realize how unhappy I was living where I was until I came here. Like, literally, I came here and my heart just felt so at peace and so full. And I'm somebody who, like, my environment really affects like my mood, my personality. And like living in Canada and Toronto, it's like it's cold or it's just dark all the time. Like, to have a sunny day is like really rare. I lived far from like water, and I grew up near water, so water really helps me feel grounded. So it's just things like my environment that really, like, I just had to stay. Like, there was like thinking about going back made me like cry. Like, I felt anxious. Like, I just couldn't imagine going back. Like, I would have been so like depressed. There's no way. So just being here, and also when I moved here, like my eyes were open to like a whole new life. Like, America is so different compared to Canada in terms of like how the people are. Like, it was a big culture shock. Like, I had to relearn everything. And but I also like learned to have friends and to go out. And like the scene is just so different here. Like, where I'm from, like I didn't go out or drink alcohol or anything like that for 10 years just because like there wasn't really like a scene for that where I was, or like nobody I knew really did that. So like my life is completely different than when I lived back home. And it's not a bad thing, it's just different, and change is good sometimes, you know?
What are some of those differences you noticed with the people? You mentioned just the difference in maybe
You're
personality or what was it?
are you American?
I am. Are you a personal trainer, online fitness coach, or gym owner on the verge of burnout? Are you wanting to grow your fitness business but can't add more hours to your hectic schedule? Introducing Trainer Revenue Multiplier, the premier wealth creation system for fitness professionals that helps you earn more and work less. Visit www.trainerrevenuemultiplier.com today to schedule your free business accelerator session. If you're serious about taking your business to the next level, schedule your call today.
Okay, well, I'll try and be nice, but Canadians are very, very good people. Not that all Americans are bad. I feel like it depends where they're from. Like, it just depends where you're from. So Florida is like a big mixing pot. I feel like there's a lot of people from New York here. There's a lot of like Florida people here. Like, just people come from all over, I feel like. So I've been able to meet a bunch of different type of people. A lot of like Southern people, like from Alabama or like Virginia too. So I feel like it just depends where you're from, but in general, people are more rude, like, just to be straight honest. Nobody says please or thank you. A lot of people won't hold the door open for you. Nobody says sorry. If you say sorry here, they're what are you sorry for? And they say, uh-huh. Like, nobody says you're welcome. Like, just manners are different. And then a lot with like the dating scene, like the men here suck. Like, the men suck here. So I don't know, like Canada, like I miss a good Canadian man. I just feel like they're more genuine and honest. But again, I live in Florida, and it's just a mixing pot. So there's bad people, not bad people, but there's people who aren't as like caring and empathetic everywhere you go. So maybe I'm just more exposed to it now. But those are some of the main things I've noticed.
What about the fitness environment down there? Like, what was the difference there that you've noticed, if you noticed one?
Yeah, so for sure. So also I forgot about the main part here. But Florida is like, it's I feel like Tampa especially is huge for fitness. So I felt like I fit in more here. Like, there is so much to do all the time. There's so many different communities, like groups. There's like run clubs, there's like a kayak club, there's pickleball's a thing. Like, I didn't even know what pickleball was until like recently. So there's so many just different like outdoor clubs and activities and communities that you can be a part of that, like, maybe it was a thing where I'm from, but not as common, you know? And just like the bodybuilding scene is huge here. Like there's so many good bodybuilding gyms around here, like MI40. Um, there's a couple, I can't think of them. I kind of stay away from those sometimes. I have to be in the mood because I feel like those kind of men kind of piss me off. So like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I just like to go and do my thing and keep my head down, and it's nice to be around like just regular mom and dad. So I usually just go to like a local crunch, but it's nice to be able to like mix it up. So if you do want that good energy from like a bodybuilding perspective, you just go down the street, you know. So you get to change your mood all the time. And then I really like the outdoor aspect of Florida and its fitness itself.
When you look back at your time before moving to Florida, what really got you initially into into fitness actually? Like before, was it before bodybuilding that you're actually into like the whole fitness thing?
I started my fitness journey when I was 14. So I was an overweight kid, but my brother was overweight, my parents were overweight. I think my dad's like 450 pounds right now. Like we're just a very large people, and that's a choice. That is also a choice. So we were just big people growing up, and like typical girl in her younger self body, just like hating what she saw in the mirror, always trying to like diet, but like couldn't lose the weight. Like, oh, I'll eat good today, then I would mess up, and then the next day try again. So like I just really hated where I was. And then I joined the YMCA. I don't know. Do you have that here?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So I joined the YMCA, and then there was this amazing like coach trainer, but he was a bodybuilder, and he made me do his boot camps. So I started doing boot camps, and then he like I signed up personal training with him, and so like I slowly got started with weightlifting just because of this man. And so I had a passion for like doing group stuff like that. Like I would do cycling, I would do the boot camps, and then I started to weightlift because of him. And that is when like I learned that whole or like endorphins, like you know, that such it's like such a high, like such a good feeling. And then I saw my body change. So I started to like slowly lose weight. I started putting on muscle, and I couldn't believe like who I was. And then fast forward maybe like 4 or 5 years, I went to university a little far away from my hometown. So I was living alone, and I got caught up in like the stress of school. And so when I'm stressed, I do more fitness. You know what I mean? I don't pull back, I do more. So I started to get into running, and then I lost way too much weight. And I was like 100 pounds at like 5'7". Like I looked terrible, but that's when I did my first competition. But I looked shredded because I was like skin and bones and had a little bit of muscle, but it was not a good look. But anyways, that's when I did my first show 4 years later, and I was way too little. And then I had to like my body regressed. I gained too much weight, and then I learned like the balance, and then started to actually compete at like with a decent figure without being too thin and having some muscle. So like I've literally been through it all. Like I was fat, skinny, got fat again, got skinny again, got fat again. It's just I feel like that's just life sometimes, you know. It's hard to be fit all the time. Like you go through life and like things affect you, and so yeah. Does that answer the question?
Who introduced you to the sport, or how'd you figure out and learn about it?
So that man from the YMCA, his name's Ian. He taught me about bodybuilding, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I had no idea what this world was, but it was like a whole world I had no idea about. And I was probably like 15 or 16 years old when he introduced me to that. And I laughed at it. I'm like, there's no way I will ever get in a bikini on stage. Are you crazy? Because I wouldn't even wear a bikini to the beach. And I still don't even wear a two-piece to the beach. Like I feel weird to do that. But I'll get on stage in a sparkly bikini and heels and look and a spray tan. It's a weird thing. It is. I think being able to see my body change, and like because I've never seen that before, like from being overweight to like being ripped like that was crazy. And I just had like a lot of confidence, I feel, you know. And just like I did like the Pinterest and the what else was there at the time? Instagram, like that's when I got into Instagram too. It all started at the same time. And then I saw like the girls doing it. I'm like, wow, that actually looks really cool. Like I want to be a part of that. And so I think that's just seeing like how you get all dolled up and stuff was kind of like intriguing to me. Plus I was confident at the time with how I looked, even though looking back, I'm like, oh my God, girl, no, no. Yeah.
So did you feel like a part of that community then, or what was your like even maybe even before bodybuilding, did you feel like I'm a part of a fitness community, or it's like I'm just doing my own thing, or like how does that compare to now?
Yeah, so I feel like especially the Canadian bodybuilding world, it's very small. So like as I did more shows, it was it was so much fun to do the shows. Like I just wanted to do the shows because I would like hang out with the same, it was usually like the same people all the time. Like the backstage people was all the same, like Absolute Touch, like the tanning people. So you become friends with these people, and like the judges you become friends with, and it's just like it's like it was my going out, you know what I mean? Like that's who I would be excited to see on the weekends. And even like when I wasn't competing, I would still go watch shows because again, the community is so small and you would always see the same people. So I really did feel like I was a part of something. And I never played sports like in high school or middle school. Like I suck at sports, and like I always want to be a part of something, but I've always kind of been like a loner, like not a loner, but I'm an independent person, you know. So to be a part of this sport, bodybuilding, made me feel like I actually belonged for the first time in a long time because I didn't do sports like that. So yeah, I think that answered the question.
Are you a personal trainer who wants to scale and grow your business online? Have you been coaching online for years, yet don't know how to incorporate online into your current business model? Introducing Trainer Revenue Multiplier, the premier wealth creation system for fitness professionals that helps you earn more and work less. Visit www.trainerrevenuemultiplier.com today to schedule your free business accelerator session. If you're serious about taking your business to the next level, schedule your call today. And did you have any pushback ever from family or friends or anybody about doing bodybuilding?
So no, my mom is the most supportive person in the whole entire world. Like she would do literally anything for me. So she always convinced me, or not convinced me, she always would be like cheering for me and wanting me to do anything I wanted to do. Like she's the number one reason why I'm here. Like she supports me so much. And like no matter how much trial and error I've been through, she's always there for me. But I think when I was really skinny at that time, I had like a long-term boyfriend, and he was like trying to tell me like you don't look healthy. Like I didn't have like an eating disorder or anything. I just would run a lot, you know. And so he would just like tell me, like I got a lot of pushback from him telling me like you don't look good, because like I guess to like some men being like skin and bones isn't attractive, you know, like maybe they want an ass or something. I don't know. So he didn't really like that, and that's the only pushback I really got, but I shoved him away and it was fine. He's married with kids now, so whatever. But yeah, so that was the only pushback I really had. Like I really don't care what people think of me, I feel. So that's the one thing I have on my side.
Tell us a little bit about what that first show for you was like.
I remember I had my hair and makeup done, and I normally like after that first show I didn't really do it just because it's expensive and stuff, but I remember looking at myself and be like, holy crap, like I didn't think I could like look like this. Like the makeup made me look like 10 years older, and my hair looked like amazing. It was crazy. Like I was really happy with how I looked on that day. Like I thought I looked amazing. And when I look back at those pictures, like I pray to God nobody can find those pictures because they are so bad. I look like a scarecrow. I did figure and bikini. So 100 pounds doing figure. I looked like a skeleton. It was terrible, but you have to start somewhere. So I encourage you just to start anyways. But yeah, I was really excited. It was such a good experience for me. Like I met some people that I'm still friends with to today. So it's good to look back at that actually.
And did you know, like, oh, after my first show, it's like, oh, I'm gonna be doing this for a while.
I don't know. I don't really know. Maybe because I feel like my goal's always been to go pro. Like that's always been the main goal. And I'm very stubborn and I don't quit. So I feel like I knew, yeah, I feel like I knew I was going to keep going until I turned pro. I'm still not pro. So let me remind you 10 years later. But it's
And
different in Canada too. Like it's harder to become pro in Canada.
is that something that still is the major motivator behind being in the sport?
So I actually haven't competed since 2021. That was my last show. And it was December, and I did a show in the Philippines, and that was the worst experience of my life. And like the worst, I like didn't want to get on stage. They literally had to push me on stage. Like I was embarrassed, I was not in shape, I was not ready. Like my body regressed, and I went through a lot of like body issues, like internal health issues that affect my outer look for probably the past 2 or 3 years. And it's literally like I think this month is the best I've looked since 2020. And it's taken me like at least a year and a half to get to where I am today. It's been hard. It has been hard, but it has finally like come through. So Um, yeah, so I haven't competed in a long time. So basically during that time, I've just been doing fitness and like I haven't stopped training. I haven't stopped doing my cardio. I haven't stopped eating clean and stuff. But it's just taken, so I've been doing all that just because I want to get back to where I was or back to a body I was proud of, regardless if I stepped on stage or not. Like my goal was just to be happy in my body. And I literally couldn't imagine not training. Like I've been training every single day for the last 10 years. Like I would probably go crazy. Like I'm too hyperactive. And it just like it's just a part of my daily life. Like it's just I couldn't imagine not doing that.
So, did you know right after that show that you needed to do something? There was something going on that you needed to fix or take a look at, or what did it take a little while to figure that out, or what was that like?
So I was like in denial and like I still don't didn't realize like what was going on until I look back now. Like it's like I've been slowly putting back the pieces of the puzzle, you know what I mean? Um so there wasn't like a moment where I'm like, aha, this is what's wrong, this is what I have to do to fix it. It was just like keep doing what I'm doing, keep like giving myself rest when I need it. Like it was like a slow turn of events that eventually added up to healing myself, if that makes sense. Um, like there wasn't like a specific problem wrong with me. It was just like regression, I think, from like hormone stuff, which is very like typical kind of for bodybuilding, and just probably from competing for so many years and being lean for so long. Like you hear this all the time, I'm sure, but yeah, it finally caught up to me. And I truly believe once you hit 25, 26, like your body is not the same. Like your body doesn't recover the same. Like I literally used to lift weights 7 days a week every day for like years. And I don't even lift 4 or 5 days now because I am sore. My body's broken. I'm old. I can't do it. So you just like your body just changes. But there wasn't a significant moment where I knew how to fix myself. It's just I just kept going and kept trying like different foods, different types of training, giving myself more rest sometimes. And slowly my body came back to me. Thank God. Oh my God. I'm so blessed. So yeah.
So, is it just you, or have you had a coach, or do you use a coach now, or ever had a coach?
So I'm not coachable. I've had a lot of coaches drop me actually. I've been with a lot of coaches. So I worked with some amazing people and I've been dropped by two or three maybe because I'm not coachable, meaning I'm very stubborn and I think my way is the right way. So I don't follow the plans they're giving me, which is pointless in having a coach. And then how I look reflects on them on stage, right? Like if I don't do well, then that can look bad on them. But I always did fine. So I don't understand why they dropped me. But one dropped me because I literally just made him crazy. Like at one point in my life, I was like, had a lot of self doubt and like needed reassurance a lot. Like I needed affirmation. And I went to my coach for that when that's not his job, you know? So he had a reason to like, I feel bad for that man. He taught me a lot of things, but yeah, I'm just not coachable. So no, I haven't had a coach in like a long time, probably since maybe 2020. And I also feel like I've been doing it for so long, like I know, like I kind of know what to do at this point, you know, like there's nothing you're going to tell me that's like I don't know. And I feel like I know my body the best. Like I'm very in tune with like inflammation, when I need to rest to look my best, like what foods bloat me, what like sodium. I just feel like I know myself the best and I'm the one telling my coach this information anyways, you know, and the surprise is that peak week there is no big changes anyways. You're basically doing the same thing for me anyways. That's how we always did it, no matter who my coach was. So it's very easy to push myself in that aspect, but I'm sure if I listened to a coach I may have done better. And it just doesn't work for me. But yeah, no coach right now.
This podcast is sponsored by Smoking Gun Coffee, a veteran-owned coffee company that strives to give back to those in need. Don't forget to use code TWR10 for a 10% discount at checkout. What do you think that is? Is it just like a desire to have that control and be like, I did this, or, like I made this happen? Or what do you think that it is? It's maybe specifically just like the fitness aspect and bodybuilding aspect about like wanting like you said, that stubbornness, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's I just have a lot of internal like fucked upness. I don't know. I have the need for control for sure. Like I need to drive everywhere. Like there's like I have OCD tendencies. There's a lot of messed up stuff with me for sure, but we all have our problems. So like I feel like I just need control in the sense that um if I don't look good on stage, I have nobody else to blame but myself. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to I don't want to have to regret, oh, I shouldn't have hired him. I'm blaming him because I didn't win or I didn't look good because of him. So I feel like if I have only myself to blame, it's easier, and I just like didn't trust them sometimes. I don't know, like maybe that's trust issues too that I had. I'm not too sure why. But I'm definitely just very stubborn and controlling. Yes. Working on it. Self work.
So at what point during, your journey just in general, the combination of fitness and bodybuilding and kind of, self-discovery through those things, did you kind of decide like I want to do more with like fitness? I want to expand. I want to maybe help people, or I want to just figure out like what else I can do here.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I started online coaching actually when I was in nursing school. So in like 2016, I started. Um, I'm not too sure like what made me want to start. I honestly can't remember, but as I got clients and as I was able to see how I'm able to help people, like that's just so motivating to be able to like help somebody be like proud of themselves and to see the changes that they can make with stuff that seems simple to me, like it just makes sense to me, but it's just something that they didn't know. So if I'm able to give somebody that little piece of knowledge to like to change their life, like that is so motivating to me. And I felt like I'm also like huge on like mindset and like doing like mindset work, self work, I guess, besides the controlling part, but like other areas in life. So and I felt like a lot of these women needed help with that part of their lives as well. Like you have to have the right mindset in order to see the right results as well. Like you can't have a shitty mindset and be doing this like dieting and exercising and expect to see results. Like I really believe it's like like a whole approach, like holistic approach, and like focusing on your mind, body, and soul. So I really like that I was able to also throw that in there to help these people, because a lot of these women like lack the mindset aspect of it, and I feel like I was really able to relate to these women too. So like if I was able to help somebody get out of a position that I was once in, I felt really good about that.
Going into coaching, did you know like I want to help like this specific type of person, or want to help the, this age group, or was it just kind of like let me see, kind of where I fit at first?
I don't even remember how I got my first client. Like it's kind of crazy to me. I don't remember that at all, but I'm pretty sure I had no idea. And then like my niche kind of like came to me, and now I know like who my people are. Um yeah, but I don't really know. I don't think I really had a specific target. I just wanted to help, people, anybody. I thought I was gonna do it as like a side hustle with nursing. So like nursing being the main thing and then the online coaching being the second. But as I did more nursing, it was more stressful. And then I kind of like made my roster smaller because it was just too much. Like I was going crazy and I was doing this other like product selling thing. It was just a lot. So I slowly kind of got rid of my clients, unfortunately, and just focused on nursing for a bit, and I do regret that. And then now, like being in Florida, I'm not a nurse in Florida. So being in Florida, I've been doing like these random jobs and I've never felt so like unfulfilled. Like I miss a challenge. And I'm like, as a nurse and an online coach, like I want to help people. Like I like to help people. You know what I mean? So I've been so unfulfilled just doing these like serving jobs and like just stuff like that. So I needed like a challenge and I really wanted to find my career, and I don't want to go back to nursing. So I actually met like a friend recently who like is really business focused, and I know nothing about business and I really don't like doing sales stuff, like I hate that. So like that's why I didn't like I was bad at the online coaching thing because I didn't want to sell to people, but it's about understanding your worth and everything like that. But so this person I recently just met in my life really like inspired me and pushed me to like hire a business coach and to learn about that side of the online coaching, because I have the experience, I have the knowledge. I'm missing how to get clients. Like my reach isn't good. So I need to, instead of being naive about it, I can learn how to bring more people to me so I can help more people, because I didn't know how to reach out to people. I didn't know how to attract people to me. So I'm really glad I invested in that. And I'm really grateful for that person to come into my life to teach me that now is the time. So I invested in this. I'm going to make this my career now. And I'm excited. It's a new stepping stone. No more hospitality jobs.
It's really cool when people can do what they really love doing.
Yes, thank you. That makes me so happy. I've been learning so much, so I'm really excited for this. I just started like a couple weeks ago, so I'm still new, but I'm learning lots and I'm really excited to see how this helps me. But yes.
So, what are your goals?
I don't like I don't want to say no numbers wise, but I would really hope to feel comfortable and like have some debt paid off and like not have to worry about anything like that anymore. I want to have so many people's transformation photos that I can just whip them around and like just be so proud of my little community. I would love to have like a community and like to be able to do like meets and retreats and stuff like that where like you go, you know how people, I don't know, they did like bring their little team on like on a vacation. Like that would be incredible. Like that would be, I want to be like a community with my people and like it's more than just like me telling you what to do. Like I want to have a bond. I want to have like a relationship with my clients, you know? So that would be amazing. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that to be honest. That's the first time I've thought about that.
What about your own personal, bodybuilding at this point? Like where do you see that headed?
So I literally think I'm gonna do the Tampa Pro in 2 days. Like I'm gonna color my hair tonight and jump right in because I have the heels. So I've been like trying to compete for like the last 2 years. Like I have my bikini like right there, my heels right there, and like I just couldn't get my body to that point. I thought, oh, I'm almost there, and then like I had show dates in mind, and then the show date would come and I wasn't ready, you know. And I don't want that terrible Philippines experience ever again. So I'm kind of scared to get back on stage, like not being ready. But I've been my first goal, like I knew I was going to compete this year. Like I was going to compete. I want to go pro. I talked to Tyler Mannion, the NPC like main guy, because I'm Canadian, right? And I don't want to compete. Well, I would like to compete more if I could get my pro card here, but as a Canadian, I can't compete in the States and get a pro card, you know? But I talked to him and like since I've been here for so long, like there was like things have been moved around. I'm almost like a citizen or green card or whatever. So yeah, so I'm able to compete here. I have like the green light. So that was like a big plus. And then I had a show date. I think it was like in May or something. And then that came around and I wasn't ready. And then I've just been like living my life. Like I'm not in prep. Like this is the weirdest part. I've been competing for 10 years. I've always done a prep. Like I've always done a 12-week prep. You diet, you like life changes, you're eating different foods, blah, blah, blah. But I've just been living my life. Like to be honest, like I go out and I drink on the weekends. I like eat chicken fingers and donuts probably almost every day. Like I feel bad because I'm proud of how I look, but I don't feel mentally like I did it. I didn't suffer. You know what I mean? I didn't suffer. And because of that, I feel like I don't belong on stage. Because I remember what it's like to suffer and stand on that stage and then not place well. And you're like, oh, I suffered all this time and I didn't do good, right? But like I just don't feel mentally like I deserve it, but like my body, like my glute, I was waiting for my one glute to come in and it came in. So that was my like determining factor. So I want to do it because I feel like I'm ready and now is the time. Like it's in Tampa, it's literally 10 minutes from my house. Like there's no reason not to do it. So and I'm not so attached to like winning anymore. Like if I win my pro card, I'd be like ecstatic, like eventually, like not at this show but I'm not so attached to, I don't need it. I'm not like, I feel like when you need something too much, you repel it. You know what I mean? So I'm just doing this because I want to do it and it's fun and I miss it. And that's my mindset going into it. So I do think I'll do it.
Best of luck if you do it. But no, it's great getting to chat with you. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
If you want to share any, social media or any ways people can get in touch with you, you can go ahead and do that.
Okay, so it's Iron Curls and Curling Irons at for Instagram. And actually I go by Curls. Like everybody I meet here, I say I'm Curls. Nobody knows my real name, so I'm Curls. But that's it, just Instagram. Thank you so much.
If you're tired of searching for a coach or trainer, somebody who knows what they're talking about and has experience, make sure you go check out the new Coach's Corner on weightroompodcast.com. You can find quality, qualified coaches to help you achieve your goals, whether that's in bodybuilding or just general fitness. Stop wasting time and start achieving your goals today. The link to the Coach's Corner is down in the description below.